we are back with Reasoning the U.S., and today we're going to be talking about some topics, political issues and social issues that are really important, not only to Gen Xers, but to millennials. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to contact us via the internet. We have a blog, Reasoningtheus.blog. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. So, the first topic we're going to be addressing to the group is going to be about government defunding of Planned Parenthood and kind of the abortion issue a little bit. I know the abortion issue is really sensitive for a lot of people, and that's okay. But what do you think, first of all, about the federal government defunding Planned Parenthood? Planned Parenthood, by the way, makes a lot of services available to women. Birth control, diabetic checks, their annual physicals, you name it, you can get a lot of your medicines taken up there and taken care of there. And some of them have aided with abortions in the past, okay? And it's a hit and miss, so it's not all of them. But the federal government currently is looking to defund some of these. So what do you think about that?
I think one of the biggest problems is that Planned Parenthood and all of these sort of like birth control organizations and like all of these things, they're ran by guys who don't use them.
Yeah,
they're old guys who don't benefit from them. They're rich. And I think that they should be ran by people who actually use them. And,
okay.
You know.
A bigger voice for the people that are
Okay.
using them, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think about the idea of Planned Parenthood, in some cases, have offered abortion services to women in need? What do you think about that?
I think it's helpful. Not
Okay.
everybody has access to insurance, and they can be very pricey. So Planned Parenthood helps the women.
And dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't imagine. Now, again, abortion and these issues come down, it's very difficult with religion involved in it. Do you think this should truly be an issue of separation of church and state, that we should be using Planned Parenthood as a health access for women in need? Or should we be bringing in the issue with abortion of, right to life and those sorts of
Morality.
things? The bigger morality issues.
I think it should be separated completely.
The thing is that allowing them to have abortions in a clean facility and have it is really important, and to not let people who may not even be religious not have access to a clean environment is like you're in a professional place, because you can't do it by yourself. You can, but it's really dangerous, and it can be even worse for your health. So why can't the people who want to or need to have one have a clean place to get it done?
Yeah. So kind of defunding Planned Parenthood causes much greater trauma for women in general. Not only those who need it for their health, but safe facilities. Back in the 1950s, when you can do research on this, you hear the situations where women have performed abortions in kind of back alley clinics, or they tried to do it themselves. That's very scary to think that you could bleed to death, or that you have to use a coat hanger, something along those lines. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And there has been a new release of a website that will help women. It'll help them get the medicines that they need if they want to induce abortion. It'll walk them through it. There's someone there that can talk them through it and let them know when they need to get that medical advice. My question to all of you is, do you think women in particular should have to do that if it's about their body?
I think if it's about their body, then they should have the right to it. And with them closing the doors to Planned Parenthood, they're not going to stop anybody from trying to find a facility to have an abortion, or, there's other facilities open for other medical issues, but they're not going to, everybody that's, a part of, going to a Planned Parenthood, they're not going to stop women from doing what they want to do, so.
Why do you think we have this particular law in the first place? Roe v. Wade established the right for a woman to have an abortion. Why do you think women have to have permission to control their bodies?
think that's a very big question.
It is a very big question.
Yeah.
And you guys, as kind of the big generation, the millennials that are coming up, you guys are going to have, in about 20 years, the most political power.
Yeah.
So this is something you're going to have to deal with. So why do you think it's right for women to have to ask permission to control their bodies?
I think that just goes back from centuries and centuries of the way women have been treated, and it still is going on right now. To have permission to do whatever they want with their bodies. I think that's where it comes from, and I don't think that anybody should have to have someone else tell them what to do with their bodies.
I think also with the fertility, like a lot of states, you have to have permission from your husband to get your tubes tied before you can. That's controlling their fertility as well.
And now most of these states do not have, and I'm going to say there's some, but most of these states do not have any regulations against men having a vasectomy. It's kind of an interesting
Yeah, it's kind of one-sided.
Yeah.
One-sided, as usual.
Aramis, as a male, what do you think about the idea of a woman having to ask permission?
I think that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. If I can do whatever I want, you guys should be able to do
That's
whatever
right.
you want.
Yeah.
That's
Equality.
only fair.
You're going to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a scary thing to think that, you would have to ask permission, if you were raped or, something along those lines,
Absolutely.
or if you're not ready to be a mother and, it's too late for the morning after pill, that's kind of a scary thing.
Speaking on that, there is a lot of children that are born into very toxic environments, and the people who sort of boycott abortions, I don't really see them, trying to adopt these kids.
Okay.
And, sort of make up for the fact that they're in these toxic environments. It's just sort of you can't have an abortion, bye, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. It's the end all. It doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
repercussions
Yeah.
are down the line.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a tough issue.
Plus, doesn't Planned Parenthood, don't they give sex talk to
Yes.
women
Yeah.
and provide condoms
Yes.
and sexually transmitted disease tests? So it's not just about the abortion.
It's
They're
not
also
just-
trying to prevent that from happening
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you've probably, a big issue out of this is the national statistics is that unplanned pregnancies have gone down because there are facilities that are giving more education into the environment. Hey, I can go and get birth control, I can get condoms, I can get, let's say you did get an STI and, how do you deal with that? Or, these various issues. They can even give you counseling, So the defunding of Planned Parenthood is a touchy subject, especially when you bring in a religious component of the right to life and, should you do this, shouldn't you do this? But I think, would you all agree that it kind of comes down to a bigger issue of people should be allowed to control themselves, and if they seek help, then we should be able to give that to them, whatever that help may be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
whatever they need.
Yeah.